Hello everyone, my name is Luke, and welcome back to episode 8 of our Minecraft LP world. Today, we got a little bit on our plate. So, in the last episode, we ended off by starting our castle. But in order to build our castle, we're gonna need a lot of resources, and before that happens, we're gonna have to start working on our automated farm. So I decided we're gonna take a couple episode break from building that big fancy castle, and we're gonna have to get some farms going. So first off, we're gonna need a gold farm, but the gold farm requires us to have a flour farm, and the flour farm requires us to have bone meal, and bone meal requires us to have a good way to farm skeletons. And originally we were just gonna do a natural mob chamber, but while I was out and about mining, I found a triple mob spawner. So we have one here, we have one there, and we have another one right there. So this is zombie, skeleton, and spider. Now I don't know if we're gonna be able to trigger them all simultaneously. We're gonna have to figure that out. But for right now, I just want to dig this entire area out so we can try and figure out how we're gonna get all three of these working in harmony. But before we do that, I've done a little bit of work, so I think I should share the work that I've done. I started a basalt mine. I also outlined the entire flower forests biome and started trying to bone meal to find where all the flower patterns are. As well as that, we also have our sorting system back up and going. So I finished all the sorting systems here. I'm getting ready to put in the next level of sorting, as well as we added in a wood sorting section. So now we have places for every single piece of wood and its plank, as well as we're getting started with all the sands, sandstones, clays, bricks, such like that, different dirts. I want to put my mycelium right there. We got our different ices. Not sure what I'm going to put in here yet. But I guess we'll have to figure that one out together. And if that's the last thing you think we did, then you will be very, very wrong. I needed some fast transportation, and I realized that we actually are going to need our transportation hub below the big one. So it's kind of disappointing we built it up there, but you know what? I'm sure we're gonna do a lot above on the ceiling just yet, so I'm just gonna leave that hub up there, and we'll see what we can do with it. But for right now, we have this hub down here. Currently, I have it with the same color pattern, but with no blue. I want to try and make it as red as possible. So the upstairs one is blue, the down here one is red. Eventually, I'm going to probably tear this all out and make it identical to the one up there, but in red. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out, but you know what? I guess we'll see. I'm not sure if I've shown this on video before, just because I get very carried away when I'm playing off camera. But I did build like a super shabby blaze spawner. It's super inefficient, but you know what? It's kind of doing the job right now. I tried to make it look kind of good, but it was just with whatever I had in my inventory. It's pretty shabby, but it repairs my tools and keeps our furnaces full of fuel. So like I had said before, the first step is going to be to come around here and dig this all out. And I just realized this is going to be so incredibly painful, and there's no way I'm doing this without a beacon. And there's no way I'm going to spend 3 hours fighting withers to get a beacon. So I'm gonna go head over to our nether mining thing for basalt, And I'm just gonna steal that beacon because I don't want to do this here. It's a lot of work. I'm lazy. Okay. And this is a beacon. All right, let's get our haste 2. And there we go. So now, beautiful. All right. So I did quite a bit of work. Only took a couple hours, which isn't too bad. We have all 3 spawners fully dug out around them, and we have lots of space to try and figure out the most efficient way of doing this. Now we have run into one problem, and that is that a spawner is only able to spawn when you're within a 16 block radius. So that's 16 blocks in all directions around it, or on an angle directly from it, that will be 12. So I am technically only able to spawn these 2 simultaneously. I can't have all 3 going. But what I can do is, if I have like an AFK water stream when I'm just AFKing here, pushing me back and forth into the different zones, then I should be able to get all 3 spawning. Now it's kind of hard to see what the most efficient way to do this is when I don't have chambers for them to spawn in. So I'm gonna go ahead and create some chambers that they can spawn in, so we can try and figure out how we're gonna try and pull this off. All right, so I've encased all 3 of them. So I'm definitely not going to be able to have them triggered all at the same time. I'm gonna actually have to move almost 10 blocks to even, it isn't gonna work. So my idea is I'm gonna have paths going around the sides of all of them. So I'm probably just gonna like put a rail line all the way around it, and I'll just kind of AFK on the rail. I don't know, just kind of seems kind of interesting anyway. Like, I know it isn't the most efficient way to do it, but it just kind of gives it a little bit of character. So before we figure out how exactly we're gonna collect and move the mobs, we need to kind of figure out what we want the collection chambers and chest systems and stuff to look. So we're gonna have to dig out a little bit more for this, but I don't think it'll be too bad. One of the modes, I want all 3 of the spawners to automatically kill them, so I can just AFK and we'll get the mob drops just piling up inside the chests. The second mode is I want them to go into separate collection chambers, and within each separate collection chamber, I'm able to go and kill them for experience. Alright, so I pulled some of the blocks we're going to use to work on it together. So we just can throw them all in our inventory and have them all right there. I hate making concrete so much. It's just the worst. I'm not even gonna pretend. It sucks. Alright, so this is kind of the palette I'm looking at. I got a little bit carried away, but we're kind of looking at this white, gray, and green. And for the roof, we're going to use oak leaves. For lighting, I'm not totally sure. I was thinking of maybe using like end rods. I'm not I'm not totally sure if I kind of like that. Like, would that look good? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not totally sure how we're gonna pull off lighting here. Um, Really get away with like, oh, this looks kind of cool. Either way, this is kind of what I'm looking at. Um, I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna build a wall here. It might come out as a double wall though. Yeah, we're gonna have to pull a double wall, I think. I have a lot of mixed feelings about how this looks. Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna rip these out and lower the roof. It feels too large. Way too large. So the idea is I'm also gonna accommodate this for a slime spawner. So the pathways in these two directions lead to other farms we could create. So maybe on that side we could put a netherwort farm or something, because then they can grow while we're AFKing. And then on this side we could just have the path lead to the slime farm, or I don't know, something else. What I think is very important is that I'm going to be able to shut off every single farm individually, including the slime farm. The slime farm will be a little bit more annoying to shut off, so I'll probably just have to flood it, which is a little bit frustrating, but you know what? When it all comes down to it, it shouldn't be too much work. All right, so this is kind of how we're going to do it. We have our nether portal here. We have drop zone 1, and then over here we'll have drop zone 2. And along both sides of each wall, we'll have the different chest systems. Now, you will notice these chest systems only have 2 chests per type of item, except for this one where it only gets 1, because you don't get many potatoes and carrots, and I'm not super worried about them. Now, there is a very good reason that I did it like this. I'm gonna head over to this side actually and explain that. So for every type of material, I want to have a way to unload as much of the contents of the chests into minecarts, chest minecarts, and within the chest minecarts, we will have shulker boxes. So for every single item, we'll have one chest minecart filled with empty shulker boxes. And these chests will slowly fill up the shulker boxes with every single type of item. So then we can then transport them to the overworld. It'll be at like a click of a button, I guess. So how I'm going to make this efficient so that these chests are filling as fast as possible is we have multiple sides to the end of this chest. So now we can have one of them with 4 times the speed and one of them with 3. And so yeah, it's just a very, very fast filling method, which is kind of the idea. I did a little bit of work. Just a little bit. Many, many hours later, I have it fully functional for this spawner. I'm almost done this one, and pretty much on the spider spawner. What I need to do for this one is I just need to move the drop zone quite a bit lower so it doesn't interfere with the spawning of the spiders, because if they're too close to the spawner, then they aren't able to spawn very fast. And as far as how we're going to turn them on and off, I really wanted to use lava, which I'm realizing now is so incredibly ridiculous and stupid, but I'm going to follow through with it anyway. So what that entails is that we're going to need to have buckets up here that release and then unrelease when this gets powered on and off. So from the lever, it comes up through here. It goes through a this is called T flip-flop. T flip-flop. And then it just gets sent down here. Drops lava buckets. For turning on, pretty easy. All it does is it pushes up these pistons so that the lava doesn't affect the water. For shutting off is where it gets more complicated, because without a proper circuit, what would happen is when the lava comes down, the issue is that, or when the lava is picked up, it takes a very long time for the lava to fully retract, and then the pistons would pull out immediately, like retract. So then the lava would immediately just go all over the water. So I needed to create a circuit that when you turn it on, the pistons come up immediately. But when you turn it off, the pistons delay so that the lava can fully disappear. Which I'm sure there's an easier way to do it, but this is just the one I did. So essentially on the way out, what I do is that means then this little redstone torch activates this observer, which goes into a T flip-flop, which starts a hopper clock, and the hopper clock, once it finishes, then it it starts by going to here, triggering the T flip-flop so that it only does one cycle. And then once it switches, what it does is it keeps everything powered until the cycle ends. And then it requires it to turn on and then off again for it to actually do the cycle. Now, there is a pretty big delay between this and this, because I know there's a delay with the redstone torch, the dispensers, comparator, and then the time between this redstone block to here. And you got to remember that this is trying to retract already. So then the repeaters in between all of the pistons then add more delay. So we almost have just about, I would say, 2 full seconds to delay. So what I do is initially, what happens is when it turns off, then these just like super fast power the pistons right away and then shut off pretty fast, just to kind of do a quick compensation. But yeah, so that's kind of how it works. I have no doubt there's a way simpler way to do it, but that's kind of what I came up with. So right now we have it down with the little lag. We have it flipped down with the light on, meaning that the mobs are able to spawn. So then if we were to flip this up, you'll see that, yeah, the lava starts getting poured, and then those pop up. So this wouldn't be nearly as inefficient if it weren't for the hopper clock. So I need to put a lock on it so you can't mess with it, but with the hopper clock. So currently it is, yeah, it's all refilling back into this hopper. So we have to wait until these have fully reset the hopper clock before we can turn it back on. All right, we should be good now. So let's do that. You see that's trying to retract, but these are still up, which is super nice. think I've only tested this once, so if this doesn't work, I'm going to be a little bit frustrated. Ah, okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. I could probably have less stuff in the hopper clock, but I can't be bothered to tune it right now. So what I have to do is I just have to copy that over to this spawner as well, underneath, which I have not done. Both of them get pushed into here, so these guys in this one get pushed over here into this, and that's the skeleton spawner, that's the zombie spawner. They both go down here. Gonna kill you really fast. Okay, this was a bad idea. Hindsight 2020. Come down here, then they go up this. Go up to here, they come all the way down. Oh, I don't know why I took damage there. Oh, there's a skeleton. They come along here, and then they drop down here and die. So this is the point in the episode where I somehow managed to change my encoder, cut my resolution in half, and set my bitrate to like 2. So, yeah. So just a little bit of work later, I think I've mostly finished it up. I don't like how many lanterns I need to have to kind of keep this entire thing lit up. But I think for the space we're working with, I have the best way to do it. For the little dark spots in the corners and stuff, I put weighted pressure plates that just kind of blend in. They don't look bad along the sides. I actually kind of like it. We have our AFK train that'll go around to all of our spawners, so we're able to trigger them all while we're AFKing. Although I had a really close call with a slime, which is not good. So we're probably gonna have to change how we do the AFK rail. I'm thinking instead of coming out the top there, we'll come out the top there, and we'll have it just kind of in this corner. So we just have all of the drops from the spiders being automatically funneled. We aren't attempting to make them drop into the actual mob drop zone. That would be way too much work. It has crossed my mind to make a setting over in that panel that it'll dispense water and push all the mobs close to the edge, and then I don't know, maybe we'd have like trap doors here that would pop up and down or something. I don't know. It would just be an idea. Or maybe one there that would push into the corner, and then it would just kind of slide out. But just, an XP way to do it, and also a way that we get drops, because I AFK'd for about 2 days, and it turns out I actually I screwed up the sorting over there, so I had to come and put them on here manually, which was a pain in the butt. But we didn't get a ton. It kind of, yeah, it was pretty painful. We didn't get a lot of bones. Yeah, I don't know. Something doesn't feel right about its efficiency, but it definitely will do the job for us right now. Alright, so it's going to be that part of the episode where we're going to have to end stuff off for today. I spent a lot of time in this project. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm over here because I need to make a new pick, and this is the only place we have an enchanting set up right now, which is kind of sad, but true. I'm not sure how enchanting works when you have like 100 levels. Like, I don't want to enchant because I put so much time into getting all these levels. I hope it's going by actual experience points and not by levels specifically, or else it could really screw us. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to tell your friends. I had a lot of fun making this episode, working on all the different projects. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Bye-bye.